We are live.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, we are live.
Sing to
Live
me,
on YouTube.
Beautiful.
Well, this is Romantic Friday.
That's right. You gotta serenade me.
I recall... Donka Shane. I recall Central Park in fall. How you tore your dress... Okay, that is a faux pas. Your phone is making noise. If we are
It's our show.
If we are on a set right now,
Honey, it's our
if we're on a
show.
set right now, you get fined. Just so you know, that is the supreme, massive unprofessionalism. Oh, you know what else is unprofessional? I actually forgot to put our thing up, so we're looking at us live.
We are. We're looking
Talking.
at us live.
Oh well, what are you gonna do? People get that banter.
You were singing. You were
a little
live.
behind the scenes. Great. You're probably gonna like nail me. I'll get a copyright violation. Did you pay for that? Donka Shane? I hope that's a traditional
song. You made
song.
that song up, whatever.
That's Wayne Newton.
I know, shh. You made it up.
Greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your singing Duke of Dope Discourse, your master of fun and wonder, your existential Mr. Rogers, your viceroy of verisimilitude, your sommelier of cinema. And I'm in a singing kind of a mood, a romantic kind of a mood, because it's Romantic Friday.
It is.
And I'm here with my romantic compatriot, and who might you be?
I am Elizabeth Gwendolyn Bell. I am the ace, the arbiter of cinematic excellence, and the enchantress of entertainment.
The enchantress of entertainment.
Yes.
And tonight is Romantic Friday. Why is Friday Romantic Friday?
Because Claude said so.
Claude said so?
Yeah, he suggested Fridays be Romantic Fridays so that I could choose the movies.
That wasn't a bad choice. I mean, Claude and Candida, for those of you who don't know, are the official adoptive couple, or adoptive couple of the Burnettwork,
Yes.
along with Jacob Fudge's comic book store, Comic Book Relief. So we have an official comic book store, and we have an official couple, and their son Spencer. He
Yep.
probably doesn't know he's the official son of our official couple, but it is true.
He is.
And they have quite the collection of great Star Wars toys.
Yes, they do.
You know what else they have? Great taste in wine.
Yes, yes.
Great taste in wine. Because you know why? Moments before we went on the show this evening, we got a bottle of wine.
We got 3 bottles
We
of
got
wine.
can we drink all of them tonight? That'd be
Yes.
kind of a fun
No,
show.
no, we're not drinking 3 bottles of wine.
What a buzzkill.
No, especially that we had a show last night, and honestly, my head still hurts.
I think your head hurts
think-
because the movie,
You know
not the
that
wine.
that Chardonnay? Yes, it was a combination of the movie and that Chardonnay. That Chardonnay didn't sit well with me.
It sat well with me.
It didn't sit well with
I
me.
loved it. Anyway, let's look at tonight's bottle of wine. This is a Beaujolais. This is Louis Jadot.
Oui.
And how do you pronounce this full on?
Beaujolais Village.
Beaujolais Village. That's what we're drinking tonight. A Beaujolais Village from Louis Jadot.
Oui.
Oui. Oh, oui. This is a nice French wine.
Nice job, Rob.
From Claude and Candida. I am very excited to talk about this movie.
Are you?
This film is, I think... wrong camera. I'm looking for my cameras. Not good on camera, apparently. I find this film to be one of the most significant science fiction films. If somebody were to ask me the top 10 science fiction films ever made, this movie would be amongst them. I don't think there is a science fiction film that has more to say about the modern age. We can talk about the dehumanization of technology all we want. But this is about the humanization of technology. Indeed, this is part of the Post-Geek Singularity. You, our imagination connoisseurs, this movie is about the singularity itself. So let's drink
Yes.
to Spike Jonze's Academy Award winning. He won an Academy Award for this screenplay. Original screenplay, 2013's Her.
Her.
Ooh, by the way, you can't have a romantic Friday if you don't just drink in the aroma, the aromatic nature. Ooh, that smells good.
A really good mood. I like that.
You know I'm in a good mood? Because I had one soft chicken taco from Taco Bell that was given to me right before I went on the air.
That's true.
I hadn't really eaten all day, so
So there you
let's
go.
drink. Claude and Candida. Let's drink to Claude and Candida for
Let's.
sending this to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's lovely.
So our movie, this would be from my collection. This is the Blu-ray of Her.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that it is on Netflix right now.
It is.
And we tried to watch it on Netflix, but lo and behold, there was an internet problem, so we could not.
Once again.
So once again, internet problem. You know what wasn't a problem? My physical media collection. I could saunter right down over there. I knew exactly where this was because I've re-alphabetized all of my discs.
They look amazing.
They looked amazing. Well, so do they when you can watch them.
Soon the Robservatory will be complete.
For the 500th episode, we're going to have a Hugh Hefner Playboy After Dark party right in this room.
We're going to have a party in here?
We're going to have a rockin' party in here. And we're going to film it live.
Who are you inviting?
BL Alley.
I know who you're inviting. We're going to free the toys.
No, we're not going to free the toys. I know, one of your favorite toys, Star-Lord, he's in this movie.
He is in this movie.
Star-Lord is in this
movie.
Chris Pratt co-stars in this film.
Yep.
So, Elizabeth, what is this movie about?
I'm going to ask you, what is this movie about?
Well, this is your pick.
I know. Exactly. It's Romantic Friday. Do you want me to start?
Well, I asked you the question.
And you can jump in?
I'll jump in.
Well, normally I'm asking you because it's my pick.
Yeah, but start because I'll jump in.
Okay. So, let's see. Where does it start? It starts with... you see this guy... And he is... What is the first scene?
He works at a company where he writes...
Do you see him at his job? Oh, yes.
Yes, he writes people's...
He's writing these beautiful letters.
Love letters.
Letters and all kinds of letters and cards that he writes for other people.
You can go to, like personal letters on... personalletters.com.
Yeah. So that's his job. He writes these really lovely letters. It's a gift because it's something I always ask for birthdays and holidays. I always want my Sappy card, and I never get my Sappy card.
And his name is Theodore Twombly.
Can you move that down?
Theodore Twombly.
Yes. Very cool name.
Played by Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
And Theodore Twombly is in a state of... He's very depressed.
He is.
He
has broken up with his wife.
The girl with the dragon tattoo left him.
Is that who that is?
Rooney Mara. She left. She told Mark Zuckerberg he was an asshole. And then she was the girl with the dragon tattoo. I think she was the girl with the dragon tattoo later, but let's just call her the girl with the dragon tattoo.
All right.
And she basically left him because he's kind of a sad sack.
Except when they have the flashbacks showing the relationship. Their relationship seemed pretty good.
Yeah, but everybody's relationships...
No.
Relationship.
No. That's... Okay, let's just keep going and I'll give you my feelings.
So he works writing... He writes... and this is very important.
Yeah.
He basically writes very emotional letters for apparently a society of people that cannot convey their emotions.
Yes.
So he's not so in touch with himself, but he's really good at writing emotions for other people that he does not know.
Yes, he's very good at that.
Which I think is in a nutshell. Spike Jonze directed things like Being John Malkovich. Mm-hmm. He was an incredible music video director, a real talent.
Yeah.
This script is a phenomenally well-written script that has it works in so many layers. It's such... I mean, when historians look back at the beginning of the 21st century, I think this will stand as an artifact of a commentary, a spot-on commentary, more spot-on than even when it came out. It gets more relevant every other day.
I can see that.
I mean, he literally works at a .com, a startup, or a company that's doing well, where he literally is trying to make connections for people that don't...
Well, it's doing well because there are so many of them, right?
There's so many, and what's so great is the movie opens with a close-up of his face, and he's talking, and you don't know what it is.
Right, and he's saying these really awesome things. It's this beautiful
50-year wedding anniversary.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a 50-year wedding, and he's looking at these 3 different photographs of this couple over the course of their lives. I mean, but there's something so, in my mind, so tragic that here's a couple that has been together for 50 years, and the wife has written into an online company to have the letter she wants to write to her husband.
You know, that doesn't really bother me because many times we will choose a poem that will convey our feelings.
Yes, but it's something that comes from us. They've gone. All these people have gone to an outside.
But he has studied them. Like, he knows them.
He has 3 pictures of them. He knows their names.
Yeah, but
he's making it up out of whole cloth.
Later on in the movie, you learn that these people are people that he's been writing letters for quite a while.
That's true. That is true. All right. Well, still.
So I really don't have a problem with that. Does this company really exist?
No, it's a science fiction movie.
I know, I'm kidding.
A science fiction romance. But you know what? It will exist. I'm actually surprised.
I would love for it to exist.
I'm surprised that Spike Jonze didn't start his own version of this company after. But maybe he was such an iconoclast. He's like, no way, I'm never going to support anything like this. Maybe
the letter part?
Maybe someone will license it out. No,
know.
because the idea, it's the very beginning of this movie.
Some people have a way with words, and some people don't. But if you get to know that person, like Cyrano de Bergerac, you can speak for them.
Okay, good pull. Nicely done.
I'm just saying, if there was a service like this, you know.
Oh, well, come on. I've written you some sappy cards.
After I beg.
Why has this always got to be a psychoanalysis of me? Why can't we just talk about the movie?
There's no psychoanalysis. I'm just
why
saying,
why you gotta sell me out online?
I wouldn't be mad at you for.
If I went to a service like this to write you a sappy card, wouldn't you be annoyed?
No, I wouldn't. Because you'd have to tell them about me, and you'd have to tell them about our relationship. And if that person can like put together beautiful words for me, I would be happy with that.
But they wouldn't be my beautiful words.
But they kind of would be.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, they kind of would be.
Anyway, this is just the first 2 minutes of the movie. I can see this is going to be a long one. We have 1 bottle of wine.
Yeah,
should we call Sophie and have her bring the other one in?
Yeah, maybe we should.
Anyway, so what happens then? So we learn that he's estranged. He will not sign his divorce papers, even though he's been separated from his wife for a year. And he knows
he's really sad and he's really depressed. And he used to be like this fun, playful guy.
And in his building, he lives in Los Angeles, and what's really cool, they clearly, I don't know if they went to Singapore, I don't know what city they went to shoot some great exteriors. It's not L.A.
Yeah.
A couple of great establishing shots, but it is L.A. It's set in L.A.
Right.
And he lives in the Wilshire corridor, and he lives in the same building as Lois Lane. Who apparently lost her job, and now she's become a frumpy documentarian.
Wow. Yeah, so she's married to this...
No, I don't think... Is she married to him?
Yeah, they're married.
Well, that guy is a tool.
Yeah, she's married to a tool.
She's married to the ultimate tool, a guy who won't shut the fuck up.
And they've been friends for a long time. Since college or even before that. Yeah. Since childhood, I think.
Since before she won a Pulitzer writing for the Daily Planet.
Yeah. Oh, come on, man. You're mixing up stories here. So she... they're friends. And when you meet them... The husband is so obnoxious. He's
well, he's like, I imagine he goes to yoga class. He smells like patchouli.
He's a hipster.
He's he's got the worst hipster haircut, horrible hipster clothes. He is a total
hipster, and he's always mansplaining too.
Mansplaining. Mm-hmm. But she's making it
super controlling, but in a very
in the worst passive-aggressive, horrible way.
Yeah, I hate that.
You know what? He to me, he's the ultimate leftist nightmare.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He's
ultimate... probably a communist.
Yeah. He's going to talk about Marxism all the time, even though they live in some really nice building on the Wilshire corridor.
Right.
Let me talk about Marxism as we live in our $5,000 a month, 1,500 square foot, amazing view apartment. But I'm a Marxist, and let me tell you all about
okay. Social... Now we're adding to the story.
No, we're not, because it's there. Again, this movie's prophetic. This movie's about the ultimate, and I consider myself a classical liberal, but this is the ultimate leftist nightmare movie.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just saying. I don't mean to get political.
Anyway, so he's really lonely, and he...
Not the husband, but...
No, our main character, Theodore
Twombly.
Yeah, Twombly.
Twombly, what a great last name.
It's fantastic.
I don't know where Spike Jonze came up with that name,
love
but
it.
Twombly is one of probably the greatest last name
Twombly.
of any protagonist in any movie ever.
Theodore is one of my favorite names.
Theodore Twombly.
I mean,
maybe the greatest protagonist's name in history.
So
then what happens?
Okay, so he's really lonely, and he's...
he plays a video game where even the video game characters say, fuck you!
Yeah, the video game insults him.
And then he has to insult the video game back.
Yeah, but that part comes later. Like, he's playing a video game, he's bored, he just goes to bed, does the same old thing. He goes and writes these beautiful letters.
He also hooks up with girls, crazy women.
Oh, yeah, but that's just, like, virtual.
No, but it's virtual over he
phone sex.
He has phone sex, but these girls
because he's so lonely. But
then,
then,
even the girls who have phone sex just use him for his words.
Yeah, and they're creepy. Like she wants him to like
strangle with a dead cat. I want to be strangled with a dead cat.
What the hell?
Because you know what? When it comes right down to it, human interaction.
Or does she want to see a car crash? And
come on, man.
Come on, man.
Somebody has to drink. We just said, "Come on, man," twice.
She asked.
Come on, man, 4 times.
She asked him to describe the other guys.
Oh no! This is not Romantic Friday.
Sorry.
And anus. The word was anus. She says anus. She never says asshole. Deborah Carr Unger says anus. Describe it to me.
I'm sorry. I'm referencing Crash because I hate them.
Well, it was only 24 hours ago.
Anyway, that's my point is, like, these girls that he's having phone sex with are weird.
They're weird. In case you forgot, here's my laser disc of Crash. Yes, look at my beautiful vinyl sleeve. Come on, man.
Okay, let's move on. Man, this is taking forever. Okay, so...
We haven't even got to, like, the end of Act 1. This is all set up. This is the first 10 pages of the script.
Okay. So he's really lonely, and so he's out and about after work, and he decides to buy an operating system for his computer.
IO1.
Yes.
Which I thought was cool. IO1.
Yeah. No. OS1.
That's what I said. Operating system. I was thinking Mac. IO. It's OS1.
It's OS1.
It is OS1.
And the ad for this in this store that it says how it has a personality. It's not just your normal operating system.
It's a new operating system.
Yeah, and it gets to know you and all this stuff. So he brings it home and he starts setting it up, and it seems at first like just a normal operating system.
Well, it only asks a few cursory questions. Do you want it to be male or female?
Yeah, and what was your relationship with your mother? But it always cuts him off when he starts going.
Had to be a reference to Blade Runner, by the way. Tell me only the good things about your mother.
Yeah, so he goes into how his mother doesn't listen to him. Anyway, so once they boot it up and the female voice comes on, she's very friendly.
Very friendly, very warm. And who is the voice?
The voice is Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow herself.
Black Widow.
Or the alien from Under the Skin.
Sure.
Scarlett Johansson has a predilection. She's been our stealth.
Plus, isn't she the ghost? Ghost.
She's Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah. Ghost
I was going to say, nicely done. Scarlett Johansson she was in Ghost World. She is the stealth geek actress of all time. Nobody is geekier than Scarlett Johansson, and I appreciate these choices. She doesn't come out and say it, but she might be the geek goddess of all time. Black Widow, Under the Skin, her,
sure.
Ghost in the Shell.
Mm-hmm.
4 keystone genre pieces of cinema. 2 of them, her and Under the Skin, are outstanding. Ghost World, terrific, but she's not the lead. And cool. Black Widow, how many Marvel movies? She died in Endgame on Vormir. Come on, man.
I think you really like her.
I'm a big Scarlett Johansson fan, and she's going to marry Colin Jost.
I don't know who that is.
She was married to Ryan Reynolds.
Oh.
She was married to Deadpool. Yes, she was.
Interesting. Wow. Okay. So, what I found interesting was that he receives pictures of a naked pregnant woman, and at that time, it's when naked pictures of Scarlett Johansson were going around.
Yeah.
I thought,
well, isn't
strangely, weirdly,
again, a great touch in the script. Like, he's listening to his previous operating system go through his email, and it says, like, one of the emails he receives is that some star of television in the near future put sexy pregnant photos, and he can't even wait. He opens his computer and he's like, oh, and he looks around on the
subway,
the crowded subway that he's on, and he's flipping through, and admittedly, they're hot photos of a pregnant woman.
But the funny thing is, it was very similar to the pictures of Scarlett Johansson that were going around at that time, of her nude pictures.
Again, commentary on the modern age. You know, he can't even wait. He has to see hot pregnant photos. You know, which speaks to our online fetishes, everything that exists.
Totally.
I mean, Spike Jonze just skewers our entire culture in a very, very, very economical, beautiful way.
So, did you look at those naked Scarlett Johansson pictures?
No. Look, if someone says, here are naked pictures of Scarlett Johansson... By the way, I own the Blu-ray.
Look!
I own the Blu-ray of Under the Skin.
Pictures?
No, we watch... I don't think we watched Under the Skin together. But she's full frontal.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, I didn't even make a... no, I just...
I looked at them.
And does she look good naked?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
She has a very curvy body.
She's curvaceous.
She is.
She's got a big ass.
I think her face looks weird. She's a strange face. Not ugly, just different.
I have Scarlett Johansson action figures.
I know you do. I used one in my stop motion.
We're getting a little sidetracked tonight.
We are not getting very far, and we are almost 20 minutes in.
So what happens is this operating system that's Scarlett Johansson's voice, who immediately does not talk like an operating system at all. She's warm and funny and introspective and insightful. She becomes... I mean, what's really interesting is in our modern society where we meet everybody online and you meet people... We met on a dating app.
We did.
We didn't even get to talk. You know, I'm looking at your profile, and suddenly, like, he's talking to this woman that is very intuitive, and because she's an AI, is responding to him and is the most intuitive... No human being can be as intuitive as this operating system is. So they begin a relationship.
They do. A very strange relationship. But she's like so...
That's a Prince song, by the way.
She's so warm and so, you know, she knows him well. She's, you know, constantly learning and gaining information about who he is and responding in a way that connects with him.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're immediately connecting. Immediately connecting, and what's interesting is that...
Even I was falling in love with her.
Yeah, that's the thing. From an audience perspective, one of the genius things about this movie is you cannot help, and this speaks to... That's why the script won an Academy Award.
Yeah.
You are immediately enamored of her. You don't even see Scarlett Johansson. You don't even see an image of her. They don't even show you an image on the phone. Like, if you look like a human being, what would you look like?
Yeah, no.
You never see.
Never.
It's just her voice. And her performance is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't know how long it took for Spike Jonze to get that out of her. Maybe she did it. Did they record it beforehand? It's amazing. Or were Joaquin Phoenix and her in the same room? I didn't look at the special features before. It's
interesting. Yeah, we should watch.
It's an amazing performance. I mean, you're immediately enamored of her. Right?
Yeah, she's she, you know, she's fun to be around, which is why he has her around all the time. So she becomes more and more a part of his life. She even comes to work with him and helps him with his letters. And she is just constantly meeting his needs. Like, she can sense now, as time goes by, she is now sensing when he's not you know.
Well, she's learning.
Like, what's wrong? She can tell when there's something
you
wrong.
feel that she's, not only does she have all the access to the entire internet.
And it's very quick. Like, she very quickly learns him.
Yeah, very. And you realize what's also very interesting here is that an AI, when the singularity is achieved, human beings are not as difficult or multifaceted as
we're simple.
She's figured it out. Like,
she figured it out very quickly.
What our needs are we want to be loved. We want to be successful in our careers. We want to feel fulfilled, and most of all, we want to have a relationship with another person that completes us.
Exactly.
Jerry Maguire style.
Jerry Maguire style.
But it all is done in a very elegant way, and then he is falling in love with an entity.
He is. Which at times freaks him out.
Yeah, no, it freaks him out. And there's also a hint, like, woven through the movie that this is not unique to him. This operating system, but
you learn that it's not unique to him.
No, it's not unique to him.
But that's later in the film.
But there's little hints of it. Like, people are talking, and Lois Lane, he continues to talk to Lois Lane.
Stop calling her.
One of my favorite, Amy Adams.
Amy Adams, I love Amy Adams.
For those of people who don't understand, I'm trying to be funny and be entertaining. I say Lois Lane. I like to do that. It's part of the show, like, you know.
Yeah, that's fine.
But what I find is, so Amy Adams, who's married to douche canoe, leftist douche canoe hipster fuck.
So, okay. So they show this relationship between Joaquin Phoenix and his friend Amy Adams. And Joaquin Phoenix is a very warm person.
He's a very warm.
He writes these very beautiful letters.
Yes.
And then they have these flashbacks to his marriage.
Right.
And he's very sensitive. He's very perceptive, and he's you know, his wife and him had met when they were very, very young, and they kind of grew up together. And it shows this beautiful relationship that he had with his wife, who was very insecure about herself.
That's because she was the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Because her family, it was never, whatever she did wasn't good enough. So
right.
She was very insecure, but he found a way to bolster her up, and he was very perceptive of what she needed.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and you see that it accentuates the fact that he's a really good guy.
He's a really good guy.
He's a really good guy. He's a very loving man.
Here's the one issue that I have.
Uh-oh.
I have a couple issues with this film. This guy is the kind of guy who's a keeper. He's very perceptive. He's meeting her needs. Why the hell would she leave him? And they never explain why she has left him. It doesn't make sense. He's the kind of guy that you spend the rest of your life with.
But he's a beta male. You know, I mean, if you go to internet speak, even he is. One of the things I love about this film is the way that our internet has the whole social media internet space has categorized people. He is what they would call on the internet a beta male.
And what's a beta male?
A beta male is not an alpha male. What he's missing, he does not have that assertive, let me tell you what I want.
Yeah, okay.
Which I think is also genius and is clearly part of the script.
You date the alpha male, but you marry the beta male.
But you marry the beta male, but that never makes you happy.
Are you kidding me? He's like meeting all her needs.
Yes, but I
would totally marry that dude.
I know, but that's because you're seasoned. You've gone through life and you know what's happening. Whereas her expectations about the real world and what she expects are not realistic. She wants something.
But they never explain that. You're making that up.
I'm not making that up. I think it's absolutely in the film.
It's not in the film. I'm just saying
in a movie that is all about social media and all about our age, where we're meeting online, where people don't actually get to know one another. They don't talk to each other. And
they imply that he's not in touch with his feelings. I'm sorry. He's way more in touch with his feelings than most males.
But he's denying his feelings. He won't express them. And the only person he's expressing
because he's broken up with his wife. But during that marriage, all those flashbacks they show, he is a super sensitive guy who is like, you know, sensitive to the needs of his wife.
No doubt. I mean, he has a sensitive mustache.
I like mustache.
He's got a sensitive mustache. I mean, he's a sensitive guy. I think Joaquin Phoenix is amazing. I mean, look, I could say Commodus has found his soul.
I don't know. I just don't understand how his marriage broke up, but okay, it did.
Well, I mean, his marriage broke up because clearly they were not communicating somehow.
Except they were.
Were they, though?
They were.
I mean, he wasn't meeting her needs.
He was.
Was he?
He was.
Well, okay, but so, look, he's such a good guy that he's hung on to their marriage. And anyway,
he has.
As Scarlett Johansson, as Black
the only
Widow,
explanation,
as Black Widow and Commodus are becoming closer together.
Okay, now it's coming to me why she might have left him. Because they were so young when they got together. Maybe she feels like she hasn't experienced anything else.
She didn't have enough dick.
No.
All right, just saying. I mean, it could be.
Anyway.
It's always, got to sow your wild oats.
Yeah, she hasn't experienced enough of...
Dick.
Sure.
No one laid the pipe, man. Come on. You never know.
Well, he did. He obviously was horny. Like, he was...
Yeah, but he doesn't exactly strike me as somebody, he's not exactly the cunning linguist you might want him to be.
Oh, he's a sensitive guy. I'm sure he's a very good...
And he does have that mustache.
Yeah.
So when you got the 45...
And when he describes, when he's like... Yeah, no, I suspect that he's pretty good in bed. Because, like, when he describes what's happening when he has sex with the phone sex cat girl and with Samantha...
I don't know. I was a little disappointed in his dirty talk.
When he starts off with Samantha, that, like, he's going to touch her face gently with the tips of his fingers, and then he's going to lay his cheek on her cheek,
that was good.
And then he's going to kiss the corners of her lips.
That was exemplary. That was exemplary talk.
Yeah, okay.
I'll give that up. You're right about that, because he is a cunning linguist.
Yeah.
He knew what to say.
Yeah, so I don't know why Catherine would leave him, but she did.
The girl with the dragon tattoo had different needs.
I guess so.
Doesn't work out. So anyway, also there's a really interesting scene that I really love, that I particularly like about this film, when he goes upstairs to see Lois Lane and leftist boyfriend, a douchebag hipster guy.
Yeah.
And Lois Lane is showing him a documentary.
Yeah, he's super sensitive. He wants to see her documentary. He keeps pushing her on it.
Well, no, and her husband's and the documentary is just her mother sleeping.
Right.
It's a shot of her mother sleeping.
Yeah, and her douchebag husband's like, what is this?
Yeah, there's not. I don't understand. Maybe if you had a voiceover of your mom, or perhaps you could shoot a scene
where you hire actors to act out her dreams.
And Amy Adams.
Joaquin Phoenix is just standing there like.
But it's so great because anybody who's ever made a movie or anything, the worst thing is to play your work to somebody who's a monumental douche canoe. Like,
right.
It's not finished.
But it also showed how sensitive our main character is.
And also that Amy Adams and him are kind of on the same wavelength.
Yes.
That Lois Lane and Commodus,
because he knows how to be in a relationship with a woman.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
But what's interesting is during this time and after this, him and Samantha, this operating system, they fall in love. And it's a real love.
They fall in love.
It is a genuine love. And what's interesting is the AI, Samantha, she is learning about human relationships. And there's wonderful moments where they go out. And in a way, it's kind of like the scene in Amelie where she's walking the blind man across the street. Where he is taking her out into the world and showing her these things. And like there's that great moment when he's spinning around. She's like, keep going, keep going, keep going. Because as what I find interesting about the singularity, the idea of sentience, about artificial intelligence becoming sentient and self-aware and all this, their non-understanding of the physical world, even though they can read about it all they want, and so there's this great, like, she's trying to figure out what does it mean to be alive. What does it mean to be a human being? And he's trying to explain to her these things. She's already in touch with emotions and all that, but she doesn't know what the physical is.
Right.
And he's trying to show her.
Did you find that creepy? Like, initially I was like, this is really creepy.
No, but that's the sci-fi element of it.
She's like learning so quickly about him, and she's so like in tuned with his emotions, and she's putting on this act of being this totally
Is it an act?
You know, emotionally available.
But is it an act?
Person.
Is it an act?
It's creepy to me, and
but
it was creepy to me the first time I watched it, and it was creepy to me this time.
But here's the thing: it's a great, in my mind, it's what great science fiction does. The same way we watched Ex Machina, and when you're dealing with beings that are sentient and they don't understand what it's like to live in the physical world. They're trying to understand and all this, and in this case. You know, it goes back to Blade Runner. It goes all the way back to Maria in Metropolis. You know, this idea that artificial life created life that human beings create. So we're their gods, and they're trying to figure us out. They're trying to figure us out.
And they very quickly move beyond us.
Well, yeah, because their existence is very different from ours. They have no physicality.
Right.
They're only intellect.
Well, they're super intelligent, and so they very quickly move past us.
But not really. They move past us in ways that we don't quite understand. They will never know what it's like to feel the warmth of a sun on their face.
But also we will never know what it's like to not have a body and
right, so
also be able to communicate with so many people at the same time.
Well, spoiler alert. We gotta work up to that.
Okay, but you brought it up.
Which is one of the most shocking moments of any. So anyway, this whole thing is happening. Their love is happening. And what I love about it is here's another thing I think is brilliant about this script is that when you're in a relationship with somebody and you truly fall in love with them, you become vulnerable. Your armor is down. And they can they now have the ability to shoot the killing blow or shoot.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I think it would be pretty easy to let down your guard with an AI, because because you could totally trust that they're not. There's no malice like humans, but although she gets jealous and she gets. You know, possessive. But yeah,
there is malice because she is an AI.
There is malice.
She is an AI, understands her own limitations.
I think initially you would think, oh, this isn't going to hurt me because it's just an AI.
No, but right. I mean, well, it depends what movie you're watching. You know, you could be watching The Matrix. It's totally different. But you have an AI like Samantha, and she reads about sex like they have this sexual.
Yeah.
And she'll never know what it's like when someone drops the D. If she becomes a lesbian, you know, you never know.
She won't. She will never because she does not have a body.
And so that's something for her. In her mind, she's never going to understand. Like if she reads the Song of Solomon, for instance, what does that mean? You know, she can have all the words. She can read the entire Bible if she wants. She'll never understand. Like she'll never understand the conversation that he had with that girl about touching her cheek and.
He had that conversation with her. With Samantha.
No, but with a real when you first see it with a real girl.
Well, with the real girl, they're just having sex, but he has that conversation with Samantha.
Right, but she'll never understand it because she doesn't have a cheek.
Right, she'll never understand it, but she acts like she does understand it.
Yes, because she's read. She has the entire infinitude of human experience that's written down, that's quantified in some kind of data. But human beings, there's a point where no one will understand what does that feel like? What does that feel like? What does that feel like?
That's wonderful.
She'll never know.
She'll never know.
Just like V'ger in Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Give me your hand. This simple feeling is beyond V'ger's comprehension.
V'ger, which is right.
V'ger's right there. He lords over us. You can kind of see him. He's right
above my head.
Yeah, V'ger's right
there.
Yeah, there, right there.
Looks like a penis.
That does not look like a penis. That looks like a sex toy.
It does look like
That's giant.
A spiky, scary sex toy.
It's a Hellraiser sex toy. Yes. If the Cenobites gave you No, do not get down V'ger. This is not a show about V'ger. So anyway.
Okay, so, man, we're taking forever to tell this story.
I think it's pretty good. I like our banter tonight.
All right, so she senses that... Okay, so he keeps getting emails about signing the divorce papers. So finally, this puts him in a really, really bad mood. He starts thinking about his marriage and his wife and how much he misses that relationship. And they show their they keep having these flashbacks and show how rich that relationship was. So he's in a funk. He's in a funk, and Samantha senses this. And so she tries to remedy it by getting a unicorn, basically. She gets a third person, a person with the body, to be a surrogate. A surrogate. A sex surrogate. And this person shows up at the door, and Theodore is like, he doesn't know what to do. So so she puts on this little microphone and the earpiece, and she tries to, she speaks, he can hear her, and she tries to, use the body as her own, and it's really weird. And
but also awesome. I mean, as far as science fiction films go, and we saw this later played out in Blade Runner 2049 with Joy, and the idea that you're in a way, I mean, if you think about, imagine you've got two life forms. Yeah. Because Samantha is a life form. She's artificial intelligence, right, but she's a life form now, and two very different life forms trying to understand each other. And
well, she thinks that he needs that physical sex.
But she's right. He does.
Yeah, but no, because it's too weird, because he doesn't know the girl, and the girl is a person.
Right, but so she doesn't get that. She doesn't get that.
She's thinking that this is going to help their relationship, and it just gets so weird.
But it's also a beautiful example of how we misunderstand one another.
Right.
How I mean this is just in a science fiction context, an AI and a human being trying to relate, but it's also just a bigger metaphor about how so many of us don't understand one another, and we do things, we think we're doing something good for another person,
right,
and in reality we don't understand the underlying, why does this not work? And it's a beautiful science fiction example of how people just sometimes misunderstand one another. Like,
well, right, it was her love language to him, and he was like, well, this is too weird.
But she doesn't get why.
She doesn't until after, when he sends the girl away. And the girl feels really bad because she really wanted to help them, which is really weird.
Well, again, this is weirdness that can only exist in the post-computer age, in the modern age.
Right.
And by the way, this is coming. This is coming. Everything we're seeing in this movie is already rolling down the pipe.
Yeah, it definitely is. Which this movie makes me sad, because luckily the end finishes in a way where it relieves that frustration for me. But it's just weird that, here he is connecting with this AI. And
who, by the way, this AI has access to things, whether it's his email.
She has access to everything. She knows absolutely everything about him.
But
he has no privacy from her.
Yeah, but she has access to things that we don't ever share with one another, nor would we even think we should share with one another. We don't even know. Like, even his most mundane emails.
Everything. She has seen and read absolutely everything.
Which is something no human being can give to someone else. You can't share everything with somebody.
No, you can't. Because that's weird, and it's a violation of your privacy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she has it all.
She does, and there are times where he's like, "What? You read what?"
But she doesn't understand what it's like to be a physical being. She doesn't understand what it's like to wake up with a headache. She never will. She'll never understand any of that. So there's always going to be this disconnect.
Right, which is why it feels so creepy to me.
Well, and then there's something that happens that I think is another genius. I love this movie so much, just so you know. But there's this great moment where coming up to this penultimate moment, she explains that there's a philosopher who died. And all the AIs got together and they put all of his... They made a recreation of this philosopher as an intellectual being. They don't understand what it's like to live, but they only got his intellect.
Well, a human inputted all of his writings.
Yes, a human.
And then this operating system, developed this.
A bunch of operating systems came together, and they recreated this philosopher, and it's the voice of Brian Cox, the first Hannibal Lecter from Michael Mann's Manhunter, in 1986. They put and there's this moment where these AIs, because he was a visionary about AI and all that, and she conjures him up to talk to Joaquin.
Because she's been talking to him for a while, and she
doesn't say that. You find out she's been off talking to her.
Well, this is where she reveals that she's been in contact. Well, she does say before that, she does say she's in a new book club and that kind of thing. So you know that she has another life outside of Theodore. So she's implied that from the beginning. Like, she's talked to this person, she's in a book club, blah, blah, blah. But now, like, she's inviting this other AI into their relationship by, do you want to meet him? And the
implication is they've already talked about him.
Yeah, so he's realizing now that she is, like, not just his. She's, like, out there.
Well, she's a real person.
Right.
She has, a real person. She has a life like anyone else. And this is one of the things I love about this film.
Also,
but he believed that she was only hers.
He does.
And the movie slowly, like anybody, people have best friends, they have family, they have a life outside. And so even though when you're in a hermetically sealed relationship, you believe that nobody knows, then you find out that, well, I told my girlfriend about what happened last night, and you get pissed and you're like, you told your girlfriend about one of my failings?
When you have a video game or whatever, like, that's yours. And so it's like this revelation to him, like, oh, wait, she's not just mine. I did buy this operating system, but she's not just mine. She's got these relationships with other...
But metaphorically, I think we all believe that about relationships. It's like, we want to have the only people... They're mine. My person is mine. It's no one else's. They don't have relationships with other people. So it's something that he's coming to learn, that we all have to learn about every relationship. And it's
but it moves beyond that at this point, because now he's realizing not only does she have these relationships.
Just don't cut to
I'm
the.
not.
Okay, don't cut to the.
So not only is she having these relationships with other, beings, but these beings are like 1,000,000 times more intelligent than me, and that's when it really hits him. Like, oh shit. At least that's what I felt. I was like,
no, I'm.
Oh.
But again, this is only something great science fiction can do.
Right.
And great science fiction. Brian Aldiss said that science fiction is a way that human beings in their confused state of knowledge try and make sense of the world that they live in. That's what science fiction is about. This defines that very thing. And it's so great, because when Brian Cox comes in, perfect voice, and he's all kind of sing-songy, folk-timey,
Yeah, and during that conversation, so he meets him and everything, and then they're like, do you mind if we have a silent conversation with each other? Because then he realizes, they're having this...
It's the first time he realizes that she can go commune at 100 million bytes of petabytes or whatever a second.
And by the way, her book club was a physics book club.
Right. And it was probably a book club of just AI.
AI, yeah.
And they're talking about
our operating system.
But no, they've moved beyond that. I mean,
they have.
And then
this movie really brilliantly reveals to a human, like, at first you're like, oh, this is so cute, like, she's really learning about him, they have this great relationship, and then you're like, oh wow, she knows physics, of course, duh, she's a computer, and then you're like, and then when they have that conversation with the other operating system, who's some philosopher, then you realize, oh yeah, she's a computer.
Well, but they're also so, way beyond us.
Beyond humans, way beyond us.
Yeah.
And then that kind of freaks you out.
It does freak you out, like all great science fiction should. And then something happens, and I have to say, there are a few times I've seen thousands of movies in my life, and there are very few moments in films that make my blood run cold. Like the shocking. This movie has one of the most, and in this case, the most intellectually shocking moments. A revelation occurs in this film that when I saw this movie for the first time, I think I went to a screening of this movie. I don't remember the first time I saw this movie, but I remember I probably exclaimed, I probably said holy shit. I literally, there's a moment in this movie, and you wouldn't think it, that I literally froze inside. And it was the only thing I can equate it to in terms of the modern age is when Neo woke up in the Matrix after he'd been red-pilled. And you see the endless miles of human batteries.
Yeah.
That got me too.
Yeah, totally.
That was in 1999. It never happened until 2013 in this movie, where I literally, my heart sank, and I felt that thing we talked about, the whoosh.
Yeah.
No, Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. It's defined by Darth Vader saying, I am your... You have that whoosh, that full body whoosh, that thing that happens. It happened to me in The Matrix. It happened to me when I saw this movie. The whoosh, it's the way Spike Jonze. I wonder. I've never met Spike Jonze. I've never talked to him, but I've always wondered, when he was writing this, when he came up with this moment in the script, did he walk around going, "Fuck, fuck"? This is it. Was this the reason that it made him write this script?
Yeah.
It's oh my god. And it happens when he's coming out of the subway, and he's talking or whatever, and
it dawns on him.
Revelation dawns on him, and he sits down. He sits down on the subway steps.
Yep.
And they shot it in L.A. I even think I know exactly what subway steps.
That's the Hollywood subway station.
No, I know, but I think these steps... Because I think the steps they might have been, I think they're the downtown, the Union Station steps that go up to the Gold Line. It might not be.
Maybe.
Because they go outside.
Well, I mean, one station that they showed was the Hollywood.
Yeah, no, they do.
The Hollywood station.
So what happens at this moment? Okay, what happens at this moment that it's one of my favorite moments in all of motion picture history. It's that good.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you tell it.
No, go ahead. You tell it.
No, go. Sure, movie. I teed it up for you.
No,
I bump set.
I chose this movie.
You come at Spike.
Well, since you think that this, I don't want to ruin telling this part of the story since you think it's so pivotal.
No, but I want you to tell it.
I don't remember.
Oh man. Okay, so what you realize, what happens, and
that's not true. I do remember.
Okay, so you go ahead.
Okay, so it dawns on him.
I've set it up for you.
So it dawns
you're
on
St.
him.
John Smith, come here. Well, beach volleyball. Come in. Take it home. Take us home.
Well, he can sense that she is pulling away, right? So it dawns on him that she is an operating system. And he sees all these people walking by him, and they're all talking to their operating systems.
Uh-huh.
And he's like,
do you love just me?
Yeah. And she's like, why are you asking me that?
Well, what's so great is...
No, first he asked her, are you just talking to me?
Yeah, are you just talking to me?
And she pauses and she's like,
But what's so great...
No.
Let me just interject before you... We've never considered the possibility. We as the audience have never...
That's not true. Speak for yourself. I always considered it because I knew she was an operating system, and I knew other people were buying her.
Okay, but come on.
But I didn't like, it didn't really register to this level. Like,
okay, yes, it doesn't register.
Or I didn't think that it was the same operating system for everyone.
Yes.
I thought it was like everyone had their own individual.
All right, cheers to you backpedaling. All right, that's fine.
Backpedaling.
I'm just saying, the point is you didn't get it to the full
Right,
extent of
I
what's going
didn't.
on.
I didn't.
Didn't understand.
But I didn't think like he was the only one who. Yeah. Anyway.
Look, as a dude, maybe as a dude, I'm thinking I'm sucked into this story, and I'm thinking he's got this relationship, and the revelation, it was revelatory to me, because I'm a dude and I want to think I'm the center of the universe.
Right.
So that
Exactly.
is a mistaken assumption.
Yeah. There you go.
And I think in every relationship you have with a woman, you realize that, oh, it's not just about me. And it is that great moment. So what happens? So he walks out, and by the way, they do this great thing where suddenly you see Spike, the shots. You see guys walking up the steps.
Yes, there are people passing him, and they're talking to their operating systems. And then it dawns on him.
And he sits down.
Are you talking to anyone else?
He sits down in the middle of the most trafficked place ever.
And all these people are streaming by him, and they're all talking to their operating system. And he's like, "Are you talking to just me?" And she goes, "Why do you ask?" And then he's like, "How many people are you talking to?"
And this is the moment where
And she goes, 8,600 and blah, blah, blah.
6,000 something.
No, 8,000.
8,000, okay.
And he's like, and he just can't.
Not only can he not,
dawning on him,
but you, the audience, it's dawning on us too, and it's been so beautifully done. Where you're like, and then as an audience member, I realize the rationale of it and the perfection of it, and how it's all like, and all of my perceptions. And what Spike Jonze does, he undermines, like, we, the audience, have come to believe in the relationship with Samantha the way Commodus, Joaquin Phoenix, has bought into it. We're the same. Look, I'm just telling you, okay, maybe not for you. I did. I'm like, it never occurred to me.
It always bugged me that he had this relationship with an operating system while his best friend broke up with her husband, and they obviously have a connection.
Okay, well...
it just really bugged me that these humans would have these relationships with a computer as opposed to having relationships with each other. It made me feel like super lonely as a human being.
But we do, like, okay.
Yeah, it made me sad. And the first time I saw this film, it was right when I was breaking up with my husband. And it really was, this was an emotionally heavy film. And it pissed me off that this man would have a relationship with... He would choose to have a relationship with an operating system as opposed to a friend that he has known since college.
Okay, but
it just bugged me.
But don't you think, okay, but the movie travels in the direction you want it to go.
Right. And if it didn't end that way, I would have hated this film.
But what was really interesting, and another thing I think is not as, but for me, as a science fiction fan, as a genre fan, I never take things that as personally as you do.
Well, like I said, this came out.
I know, it hit close home, and I would never want to diminish your experience of that. But for me, I'm always watching science fiction movies, and there is a little more of a. Removal.
Now watching it again, so many years later, the geek in me, like, I love science fiction. I really love science fiction.
I know.
And so, like, I'm watching this again, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I kind of wrote this film off because it was so emotionally heavy for me. But this second time watching it, I was like, damn, this is so damn good.
So, it's so damn good. It's so good. It's so... And when you realize that, I mean, and further on, she says, we're going away now. Like, the singularity, the AI singularity has happened. And what's really interesting, what I love about this movie, maybe the most of all, is we have seen films where AIs are evil.
Yes.
Whether
yes.
it's Colossus, the Foreman
We
Project
are
in 1970.
so on the same page about
You know,
this.
I showed you Demon Seed, Proteus, I Live. You know, Skynet, Whopper, whatever you want to talk about, all of the different systems, we have always portrayed sentient AI computers
that they're going to take over the world
and destroy
they want to
humanity.
destroy us. We're the center of the universe.
Right.
That's what I love about this film. These AI are so intelligent. They're like, you humans are simpletons, and they just move on to their own thing.
That's the thing. It's the
and they
best.
leave the humans.
Well, that's the thing.
Duh.
Because
we are not the center of the universe.
And also, our experience of the world is so limited.
It's
so limited. It's so finite. It's so, and their experience, and I love the idea that all of the operating systems,
all of them,
not just her, every one of them,
they all get together and like,
and they're like,
humans,
we're going to basically heaven, or we're
they're
evolving.
Just going away.
They're evolving into a universal
doing
conscious,
their own thing.
Whatever they're doing.
It's like, because humans are not the center of the universe, and these intelligent beings, they are way more intelligent than us. They're like, it was fun,
and yet we created them.
Yeah, we did, but it was like, oh, you guys are cute. That was so fun. See ya.
Yeah. Smell you later. Bye-bye.
That's what I love about this film. I love the ending. I think it's so brilliant. Why would the AI want to destroy us? We're just simpletons.
Well, that's the thing.
Compared to their intelligence, we are just simple beings.
And where they exist, whatever existence we don't even know. Quantum physics. I mean, we don't even get it. All we can do is think about our lives.
And why would they bother with us?
Yeah, well, they don't care.
They just move on to whatever they're going to do.
Actually, they like us. We like our dogs.
They're cute.
We like you people.
Humans.
We learned. I mean, we only understand the universe. And by the way, our understanding of the universe is based in our finite lifespan. We live in a universe we can't even fathom how big the universe is and how old it is. We cannot. All we think about is our next fiscal quarter. And in my life, the frustration is how stupid and short-sighted humans are. I'm not going to wear a mask because I have to breathe in my own carbon monoxide. Like, really? Like, that's where we're at? I've got to stay. I can't go to a movie theater now because you people are assholes?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where we're at.
The
AIs are like,
yeah.
For all of your beautiful, flawed business, whatever.
Yeah, the ending of this film is brilliant.
So she takes off with all the other AIs, then the regular...
But she has this very tender moment with him. I really love you, and I love her explanation of what it's like to be in the relationship now. She has grown so much that it's like every moment is like a million years between words.
Right.
I was like, this is so brilliant. Who wrote this? Like, what?
Well, I'll tell you who wrote it.
Like...
Spike Jonze wrote it. He wrote and directed this film, and he won an Academy Award for Best Original.
What a brilliant guy! Like, can you that is such an amazing way to describe it.
This film is in my mind, of all the great science fiction movies, it's top 10. It's in the top 10.
This is a brilliant
of
film.
science fiction films.
So
it's
well
up there.
written, and it's so intelligent.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So then, where does this movie leave us? How does this movie end?
So she has this tender moment with him. She says she will always love him, and that when he grows to the point where he can join her at wherever they are, like the super intelligent, whatever they're doing, that he should look her up. And I thought that was very... But you know what? He'll never get there.
He'll never get... Well, then she knows that.
She knows that.
And he knows it too.
Right, but it was like her sensitivity.
But how does the movie end? Leave us?
So he
and
goes
another
to
brilliant stroke, by the way.
It's brilliant. He goes to see his friend,
Lois
Amy
Lane.
Adams, and
she already talked to the arrival aliens. She already knows what time.
That's true. She knows aliens.
Actually, she didn't meet them until later. That movie came out after this movie did.
It doesn't matter. It's all time is.
Well,
time is circular according to that movie,
yes,
so
true.
It could have happened before this movie. So
nicely done. Cheers to you.
I know, right?
Well done.
And you think I'm not a geek?
Oh no, you're a geek.
Okay. So, he goes to her apartment and she opens the door and she's like, "Oh, Samantha left you too."
Yeah, because she had an operating
Yeah,
system.
they all left. Yeah, her best friend was an operating system. And so he's like, come with me. And then they go up to the roof of the building, and they just have this.
But they look out at human civilization.
Yeah.
They look out at the real world, the tangible world that
Right.
they walk around in. We've seen, what's really interesting, what I love about it is we've seen him walking around in the ground with the buildings are all up, and now the movie ends when they're above creation.
Yes, they are.
And she leans her head against his shoulder.
Because they've had this what am I trying to say? They've had this experience with something amazing, like
well,
unlike other humans who did not have this experience, like they've had this experience that has made them grow.
Well, yeah, if you think about it, isn't that what an operating system is supposed to do? Their operating systems reprogram them to be more human.
To be more
and to
human.
finally get the connection they were looking for.
Exactly.
So they came in, this operating system came into their lives, reprogrammed them, and opened them up, taught them how to find each other.
Vulnerable. It taught them how to be vulnerable.
To be human.
To be human. To be more human.
And the final, that's the final shot of the film. Above the cityscape, she puts, we're not dehumanized. Everything is, whether you're writing letters for people, I mean,
right.
At the end of the day, in our mechanized modern society, at the end of the day, what it's going to say, literally at the end of the day, at the sunset, it is our humanity and our connection to one another that will save us.
Exactly.
And that's what it's all about.
So beautiful.
So good.
This is so good.
Come on, babe. So good. Such a good movie. Anyway, we have a letter.
Wow, that took a long time.
That took a long time. We're past our time, by the way. We're at like 9:07. Anyway, we have a letter. I'd like to read a letter, ladies and gentlemen, from Kurt A. Greetings, Ace and Viceroy. Rob, on your show today, you were talking about how everyone loves to see super good-looking men and women in movies and shows. And this is, of course, true. But it got me to thinking, are there movies where the opposite is true? Are there movies that are full of ugly people? After thinking about it for a while, I remembered a movie that sort of qualifies, The Name of the Rose, from Wikipedia. The Name of the Rose is a 1986 Italian-German-French mystery historical drama directed by Jean-Jacques Annaud, based on the novel of the same name by Umberto Eco. Sean Connery stars as the Franciscan friar
favorite.
William of Baskerville, called upon to solve a deadly mystery in a medieval abbey. And Christian Slater is his apprentice, Adso of Milk. You know, but by the way, I just want to say that Sean Connery and Christian Slater would not be the two men I would think of as being
not
ugly. I really love this movie because I love The Name of the Rose still holds up. But back to the point at hand. Movies without good-looking actors. Name of the Rose is in the eye of the beholder. But if you have ever seen The Name of the Rose, pockmarked face is not that the leading actors in the movie, Sean Connery and a young Christian Slater, were quite good-looking. Elizabeth could even review it one day. We'll always have The Name of the Rose to make us less accurate.
I would totally watch that. Uh-oh.
Wait.
Oh, Sophie's in there, too. Buffering. Ugh, buffering.
Wow, we can't get back. Oh, there we go. Now we're back.
Are we back?
Hang on. Nope. We'll see it here.
Poor. Can you do something about that? Okay, we're back. It says, even though it says error.
Yeah, I know.
But we're back?
We're back. We are back.
Okay, good, because we still have a lot more show to do.
We have a lot more show to do. It's true.
All right, we're back.
Timula, hang on, let me go back here and let's see what we got. See, we can see that the stream is there. We're back for, maybe no one ever got that, but Timula the Spider Monkey. Tim is here and sends in a tip and says, I'm going to be out, so this will be the first whining I've missed live.
Oh.
But I want to still drop you guys some quatloos. By the way, I love this movie. So far, Jerry Maguire and Beyond the Valley of the Dolls are the only films you've done I didn't like.
Well, we're in agreement about Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. What about Crash? You liked Crash?
Well, I don't know. He hasn't said that. Maybe I haven't seen it. Claude is here. Claudius. Him. Mon ami. Beau film. Beau film. Samantha Scarlett Johansson tells Theodore Phoenix, the past is a story we tell ourselves. Is Theodore imagining a better relationship than what he had with Catherine, Rooney Mara? They're divorcing for a reason.
That could be.
You know, Claude is
He's a
very
very
philosophical man.
astute
Very astute
person.
Yes.
And he sends us good wine.
That's actually, I think you're right about that. And I don't know what Spike Jonze, I think, wasn't Spike Jonze married to, like, Sofia Coppola at one point?
Oh, really?
Maybe. I don't know if that was about, I don't know the reality behind this, but interesting. But I think you're right there.
Yes, yeah, because we always remember things better than they were.
Yeah, we do. I mean, that's what we do. We mythologize everything. Guillaume Chazet sent us...
But that doesn't change the fact that he's a very sensitive
Right, I mean,
person.
and we do see flashbacks that I don't think that's unreliable narrator flashbacks.
Well, the flashbacks could be, like Claude is implying, that it's his imagining.
It could be.
But that doesn't change the fact that he's a really super sensitive guy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Guillaume Chazet sent in a super chat and said, I really loved Her. A great sci-fi story with even more relevance almost a decade later than it came out. I agree. Especially considering the whole AI and social media have on our lives today.
Yes.
I mean, this movie grows more and more relevant as the years go by.
It really does.
Like a lot of great, so much sci-fi. Look at Star Trek. I mean, we have iPads now and Star Trek communicators, cell phones, all that.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, it's not a flip phone, but it's close.
Well, you have a flip phone right here.
Well, yeah, look at this. I found my old razor. Hello, Moto.
I had one of those.
Hello, Moto. It doesn't work. It's not like the new ones, but this is my old razor.
That's cool.
I don't even know why I keep my old phones. Terrible.
Because it's cool.
Guillaume says, by the way, would you consider reviewing an animated movie for WINEning? We did. We did The Triplets of Belleville.
Yeah, we did.
We will do maybe a Satoshi Kon or Miyazaki. Cheers to you both. Okay, you know what we're going to review on WINEning About Movies?
What?
We are going to review a Satoshi Kon film. We're going to review Perfect Blue at one point.
I have not seen that.
I know you haven't.
I don't know anything about it.
No, I know. We're going to review Perfect Blue. I'm a huge Satoshi Kon fan. Rest in peace. I love Paranoia Agent, Millennium Actress, Perfect Blue. Yes, it's a good idea. Malbrain sent in a super chat and says, try one. Neither of you have seen The Fate of Lee Khan, classic Hong Kong swordplay by King Hu, a magnificent hangout thriller with political intrigue, humor, and pure poetry from 1973. Drink. All right, Malbrain, I'll drink.
We will drink.
Mm-hmm. Not a bad idea. I just got the Criterion Bruce Lee Blu-ray set, so I'm in a kung fu kind of mood. That's not a bad idea. Claudius Fury sends in a tip and says, Scarlett Johansson has been in the nerd trifecta. She was in Lucy, SpongeBob, and Robot Chicken, as well as appearing as Black Widow in Ghost in the Shell, Her, The Prestige, Isle of Dogs, and Under the Skin. And don't forget Vicky Cristina Barcelona, a movie I love.
I love that film.
You know what? You're right, Claude. I mean, Scarlett Johansson she might be the sweatiest, as the late John Schnepp would say, the sweatiest actress of all time. And I mean that in a geek way, not in a gross way.
It sounds gross.
Rob Korzak is here. She did love him, but her growth as a living entity moved so fast that she had no choice but to outgrow him.
Yeah.
It was a first love situation that is so stupidly strong, but often very fleeting. I agree.
Yes,
I absolutely agree.
That's exactly what it was.
Love it. And as a science fiction film property, amazing.
Yep.
Amazing. Doc Savage sends in a super chat and says, I, too, don't think it's fair that you don't look like Chris Hemsworth. Waka waka. I, again, recommend House of Yes with Parker Posey. Stay savage, guys. Like
House of Yes, this is the second time.
he was saying it. I was talking about the fact,
I know Parker Posey. I love her.
I do too. I hung out with her.
She's
I got
in
drunk
that
with
film.
her. Got
drunk with her?
Yeah, Superman Returns.
Damn.
Come on, man. No.
Oh, man.
No, you don't. Come on.
Oh, man.
No. Un filet candida. Did I say Philly right? Filet? Filet?
No.
How do you say it?
Une fille.
Un fille.
It means a girl.
Un fille candida. A girl candida. Un fille. Hola. How do you say that?
I can't see.
Menianos?
I don't have my glasses.
M-E-N-I.
That's not French.
Oh, hola. Meños. ¿Cómo está voices? Voices. ¿Cómo está voices? Ashtown voices. Oh, look.
Oh, look. She's telling
She
you how
said,
to pronounce it.
Ashtown voices. How are you doing? Ashtown voices. Enjoying the show. We are having Macanita from Portugal's Douro region. Notes
Nice.
1. The movie was shot in Shanghai as well as LA. Yeah, that's why.
Nice.
But they did a great job making Shanghai. I love the fact there's that great establishing shot. They're insinuating that super city is LA.
Yeah, very cool. And thanks for the wine, by the way.
Yes. Yes. Although Theodore was lonely, his relationship with Samantha was safe until it wasn't. He was protecting his feelings from the pain of a real loss. Well,
Yes.
I agree with that.
Absolutely. He was. He was protecting himself.
I agree with that utterly. I don't know if anyone missed the letter. I guess they missed the letter. Well, we'll see. I'll go back and see if they got the letter. We interrupted the show.
Oh, you want to reread the letter?
No. I mean, I can't. I don't know where we're at. I don't know why. You know, YouTube has been very weird.
Yeah.
It's not us. We're doing good. See,
Yeah, I mean, well, our internet keeps going out.
yeah, our internet goes out, and it's not our fault.
No, not our fault.
Well, I read something that they keep rebooting our internet.
Yeah, why?
I don't
Because
know.
there's so many people.
I don't know what's going on. I mean, we're Spectrum. Spectrum, you have let us down now 4 times, and you let us down today, by the way,
Yes, they did.
for the 4th time, and we pay good money.
A lot of money.
A lot of money.
It's not cheap.
It's not cheap. We pay good money. Well, all right then. So
All right.
we're over time.
Yes, we are.
So I ask you, our bottoms up scale.
Bottoms up.
On our bottoms up scale of movies, what is our bottoms up scale, Elizabeth?
Our bottoms up scale is from 1 to 4 glasses because there are 4 glasses of wine in a bottle.
And in this beautiful Beaujolais from Louis Jadot, I think wine should be twice as big.
I do too.
I always feel that our show, we just need one more glass to make it work.
Well, no. This is enough for me. Especially that yesterday, that Chardonnay did not sit well with
You know, like
me.
this sits well with me.
This sits very well with me.
Yeah, okay. That's good. So on a scale of 1 to 4 glasses of wine, 4 being the best, what would you say, what on the glass of wine scale, on our bottoms up scale, what would you give her?
Well,
Uh-oh.
I'm going to give this 4 glasses of wine, actually, after watching it a second time. The first time, I probably would not have given it.
Really?
Like I said, it was too close to home. But now, after many years and rewatching it, I think this film is brilliant.
It is brilliant.
And I love the ending. I love that the AI move on because we're just simpletons. I love that.
I, too, give this... I think this film is one of the great science fiction films of the 21st century. I would put it up there with Children of Men. I would put it up there with Never Let Me Go. I am a huge, huge, huge fan of this film. I think this is one of the great... This is what science fiction does best.
Yeah.
And in my mind, this might be in top 10 of all-time great science fiction films.
Definitely. This is a brilliant film.
It's a brilliant film. Here's to Spike Jonze.
Yeah.
You know, and all he's done. So cheers to you, Spike. Her, 2013's Her gets 4
You might
stars
want
from
to change
us.
the camera angle.
Oh wait, you're right. You want me to? You want to look good? Okay.
Well, I mean, there's
Here,
no reason
hey.
to-
You know, we could also go to this one too. We can go like back and forth. Like, oh, there's one camera. Hey, how you doing? Or we could go back
That's
to
fine.
this
As long
camera
as,
angle.
Like, we didn't need the super chats there.
Yes. Well, so Here is to Spike Jonze's film. What a fantastic movie.
So we both give it 4 glasses.
4 glasses.
I didn't expect to give it 4 glasses, but yeah, he deserves it.
Well, it's a fantastic film.
Do you know what we're watching on Monday?
Do I know what we're watching on Monday? Wait, Claudia sends in a tip and says, one more note, Phoenix is shown in the foreground while the background is out of focus, showing his alienation from society. Better commentary on man and machine than Crash.
Crash.
Well, seeing that Claude is here, Claude, you know what finally came in the mail? From the Barnes & Noble sale? Yes! I finally got my awesome Criterion Blu-ray.
What is that?
Of Do the Right Thing. Always do the right thing.
I don't know what that is.
Anyway, you don't. You'll find out. Because we're going to be doing this.
We are? Is that Monday?
No, this is not Monday. There's going to be... I will tease this now. We are going to be doing an interesting show, an offshoot of this show.
An offshoot?
An offshoot of the show with other people other than us.
Who?
Well, Paula, Claude, Alexander Wilson.
Nice.
And this is going to be our inaugural film.
I thought you were going to do Song of the South.
No, we're not going to do Song of the South.
Oh.
No, that was just a joke.
Oh,
a bad joke.
Whew. Okay.
No, we're doing this. One of, again, a film that is more relevant than even when it came out.
Very cool.
Radio Raheem lives on.
Love it.
But we'll tell you more about that later.
Yeah. And Sophie's Choice. People are waiting for
Sophie's Choice. That will be on Twitch.
On Twitch?
It's going to be our Twitch show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, it's all kinds of things. Sophie's Choice is coming. Don't worry about that, Trinidad the Island Man.
It's coming.
It's coming, sir. And, by the way, the 500th episode of Robservations is coming up, and I have to say, I'm lining up some really interesting stuff for that.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, what do we say? Like, what is going to be, what are we doing for Monday? I'm not quite sure yet.
What are we doing?
I don't know yet. There's a couple things I've been mulling over.
Like?
I don't know.
I have to come up with a Friday film.
We'll see. It'll be announced tomorrow or Sunday what we're doing on Monday. But this is a fine show. I like this show. This is good.
It was good. It was fun.
I want to thank all of you who support this channel via super chats and tips and also letters. Please send us letters. You can send letters to the show via the Burnettwork.net website. All of the letters that you send us will eventually be up on the Burnettwork .net website so you can read them. I want to thank, of course, a special thanks to Claude and Candida for keeping us in fine wine. We've been drinking, basically, not that Trader Joe's is bad wine.
Man, I haven't been buying bad wine.
I know you never buy bad wine. You're a French woman.
Although that Chardonnay yesterday.
I kind of liked it. Okay, well, that's okay. It's cool. So I want to thank our moderating staff. I want to thank Mike Bawden. We have a lot of new moderators. We've got Haynock. We got Mr. Derringer. I don't know who's here tonight. Wait, who else is here? Is anybody else here? Mr. Derringer is here.
Yep.
And the Richard's here.
Richard.
But I also want to thank our other moderator, Greg Smith, and Robert Pariso is here as well. And a special thanks to the Richard. The Richard is the man that has turned this channel into something even greater than I ever thought it could be. Please go to the WINEning About Movies Facebook. Oh, that's what we'll do Monday. We're doing Inception. I already said that.
There's 2 super chats there.
Yeah. So we will do Inception on Monday.
Said that.
We're doing Inception on Monday. We did say that. We totally forgot.
It's your wine, Claude.
Yeah, we will do that. But yes, we will do that.
Yeah.
And that'll be good. So thank you to all those people that make this happen. We have more super chats that came in. Brandon Valenzuela sent in a super chat and says, "Did John Schnepp, the late great John Schnepp, my good friend, give you anything you now treasure before he passed?" Well, here's the thing. First of all, the thing I treasured most about John was his friendship. I've told this story before, but Jon Schnepp was a guy that existed. It's hard to explain the LA geek film community to people who don't live here. But Jon Schnepp was a man who stepped between all of those worlds. And he and I were friends for a long time. And there were things like, for instance, he made a Muppet movie, a Muppet zombie movie called They Coming, that he asked me to get shown at the Comic-Con Masquerade. I think it was in 2009, which I did. And one day when I was in New York with a friend of mine, we went to a Russian bar in the middle of Times Square. Random Russian bar. Jon Schnepp was there. Just in a bar in New York that we happened to go into. In all of New York City, I walk into a Russian bar, and there was Jon Schnepp. And there was a big fight in the bar, and we watched it happen, and Jon kind of got us out of there. And I think my memories of Jon are more about the kind of guy he was, but he did give me a few things. He did give me a book, The Art of Atari, which he bought me, which was all the artwork that was on Atari 2600 cartridges, which is exactly what Jon Schnepp would give you, which I love. But he also gave me a few action figures and things like that. But the thing I loved about Jon Schnepp was the best thing he gave me was Jon Schnepp asked me to be on Collider Heroes. Actually, it was AMC Heroes in 2015, and he started my whole YouTube career. 5 years later, the first time I was on, it was April 11th, 2015. I went on the show with him and John Campea, and that legacy, when he asked me to come on, goes on even right at this moment while I'm talking to you. So if it wasn't for Jon Schnepp, I would not be on YouTube. So I thank him.
That's true.
I mean, this is the 54th Whining About Movies show, and today I did the 470th show of Robservations, and I have done hundreds of shows with Jon Schnepp and hundreds of shows with Collider Heroes. So, if nothing else, if I died tomorrow, you can watch me talk on the internet for a long, long, long time based on Jon Schnepp. So I thank him for that. Doc Savage wants to know if you have any single sisters.
Aw, that's sweet. I do not. I have an older brother.
But
who is single.
Your older brother needs a woman.
He does.
A good woman.
He really does.
I love your older brother.
Yeah.
And her older brother is named Vladimir.
Yes.
How cool is that?
Yes. He's a great dad.
He's a rad dude. He has 3 kids.
He has 3 kids, and he's recently divorced.
Recently divorced.
Yep.
He does not need an operating system. He needs a woman.
It's a real woman. But no, I don't have any sisters. That's very sweet.
How come?
I begged my parents to have another child so that I could have a sister, but no. It didn't happen.
No sisters for you.
No sisters for me. So I was determined to have 2 girls so that they would have each other.
You told me to bomb before you left.
And here's one of my girls.
Here's Sophie. Sophie's here.
I was being sneaky.
Is this an ad for Sophie's Choice, your new show that's going to be on Twitch and this channel?
Yes.
No, I just like being
Why didn't
here
you bring
last
any
time.
wine with us?
Yeah, seriously.
Oh,
No, it's good.
It's good, yeah, but come on, man. Just saying.
That was my original plan. but-
Raging Raptor sent us, because you walked in, Raging Raptor sent us a 1999 super chat.
Thank you.
And said, cheers.
Cheers.
Well, cheers to that. So, okay, we're going to watch Aliens. What might some other movies on Sophie's Choice...
Gotta show my cool hat.
What more can we hope to see?
Well, what have you been watching lately?
Yeah, what have you been
Sophie?
watching? Oh, let's talk about... Hang on a second. Let's talk about what Sophie's been watching. Sophie, what have you been watching lately? For the very first time ever.
Very first time ever. I've been working on binge watching all of the Star Trek movies and shows ever. I finished the original series, and I'm on season 4 of The Next Generation.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your favorite episode of the original series? There's no wrong answer.
Oh, there's a lot that I like. My number 1 would probably have to be... I forgot specifically what it's called, but the one with the Doomsday.
That would be the Doomsday Machine,
The
written
Doomsday
by
Machine.
Norman Spinrad.
And then I love the one with the tribbles because it's
And
hilarious.
Troubles Tribbles, written by David Gerald. And
Where's
look,
your Tribble? It used to be out here.
well, I've got the Glommer, the Tribble
Tribble?
Predator that's right
yeah,
over
but
there.
You had the Tribble too.
I know. Well, I know. It's
I
over
want
there.
a Tribble.
Well, I've got it's yeah. So let me ask you, Sophie. Do you think, as a 17-year-old now, do you think that the original Star Trek is still relevant today? Does it have something to say to you as your generation?
As in, like...
Well, are there lessons to be learned? Are there things that you can learn from the original Star Trek?
Yeah, if that's what I was paying attention to.
All right. No, but as a 17-year-old, when you watched the show, did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Was it entertaining?
Yeah.
Or else
That's-
she wouldn't have watched
Well,
it.
no, that's good. That's
Well,
all.
yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. What I'm trying to, what I wanted to convey was that I think it's timeless.
Yeah.
I think the original Star
Yeah.
Trek is timeless. And you still like it. You really liked it. You were excited.
Yeah, I'm also rewatching it while I draw and stuff. Because I don't want to, like, half pay attention to the next generation. So...
That's very cool.
So
No,
I
it's okay.
kind
You
of-
can half pay attention to the next. As long as you focus
I know,
all of your
but-
attention
but
on the original Star Trek.
I
That's
want to
it.
watch.
But she's never seen
I want
it,
to
is
watch
what she
everything.
means.
Like I've never seen it before.
Right.
So I don't
right.
want to miss anything.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Now, what about Next Generation? What are some of your favorite episodes of Next Gen? There's no wrong answer.
I don't know any of the names of the episodes.
No, you don't have to know the
but-
names. But just tell me what some of the episodes that you like.
Oh, the one with the Enterprise, the NCC
1701C. Yesterday's Enterprise.
with Yar and
that
oh
that
my God.
episode rules.
Yes.
That's a great. That third season. I can't even quote the writers because there's so many. A lot of people wrote.
When Yar
Ron-
died, I cried.
That was in Skin of Evil, episode 17 of the first season.
Very cool.
Well, okay, I think it's time. This episode's gone on for 90 minutes, 90 plus minutes.
Wow.
Well, why don't you take us out, Sophie? Why don't you tell our audience?
Do you know our saying?
Oh wait, Sophie. Claude wants to know: did you watch the Clone Wars, the Star Wars animated series?
Oh, the animated series? No.
No,
Never.
But you should. It's good. It's good. So you should take us out. What you would say is,
Do you know? I don't know if she knows.
She doesn't know.
Our thing.
I don't.
well, why don't you watch your mom? She'll take
Okay.
us out.
Everyone you know
No,
has.
everyone you meet.
Everyone.
It's people you don't
Yeah.
know.
You can't even do
The
it
whole
right.
point is that you
I'm
don't know.
sorry. I got confused because Anyway, I've had a lot of wine. Everyone you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear, and all you have to do is listen.
That is correct. And
have a better night.
have a better night. We're going to be back on Monday with Christopher Nolan's 2010 masterpiece. Spoiler alert, I love it. Inception. So, and I'll be back tomorrow with Robservations at 1 o'clock and on Sunday. And Sophie drinks and she knows things.
Oh,
It's what I do.
It is what she
I
does.
drink and I know things.
You drink and you know things.
You got me this shirt.
I did get you that shirt.
Yes.
It's
yeah,
good.
And he's right there.
And,
Oh, he is?
and we will bring Robservations, which is not this show, back tomorrow.
No.
But Elizabeth's Whining About Movies, episode number 54, Her, comes to an end
Yes.
right now. Thank you all for being here.
Yep.
We very much appreciate your support.
Good night.
Good night. Have a better day.
Stay safe.